predictably, I have a question about Andy Murray. What did you make of his rise to the number one in the second half of last year, and what do you expect from him this fortnight and the rest of this year?
Yeah, very, very impressive. You know, I mean, I've always sort of talked about Andy as a person that has never really utilized his game to his maximum potential. You know, he's so good at certain things that it almost makes him a bit, indecisive. Almost makes him sort of not bring his strengths to the table as much as he could. You know, I've always sort of made the comment that if you actually minimized his defensive skills just 5%, if he had less defensive skills, he might even actually be a better player because he'd have a lot more conviction in really imposing his game versus just making you try to figure out a way to beat him. I mean, his defensive skills are as good as you've ever seen in the game, and his offensive skills, I think, can be right up there as well. And I think that's been the big difference. When I watch him play personally, I see somebody who's not content just to be defensive. I see somebody who's not content just to sort of wait to watch somebody lose. I think he still puts himself through unnecessary wear and tear on a court because his offensive upside is I think still more than he shows, but he has more willingness now to be more offensive and conviction early in a point if a ball is just sitting there. And I think that puts a lot of pressure on an opponent and forces an opponent to lose so many points as a match goes on because you know you just can't get away with playing safe. And I think that's been a big change in his game, and I think that imposition that he puts on other players offensively makes his defensive skills even shine more. And it's a pretty tough opponent when they can hurt you offensively when they decide to, and when you finally get a point in your favor, they can go into lockdown mode and make you hit 4 winners to win a point. So my expectation is he's only going to get better. He needs to stay healthy, of course, as does everybody, but it looks like he's strong, it looks like he's fit, it looks like he knows how to invest in himself. And, and I'd like to see him happier out there on the court too, because if I had his game, I'd be smiling a lot more than talking to myself.